everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and today we're going to do a guided meditation, which is going to be a lot of fun. That's one of the ways that I have the most joy in my existence is by going within to that place of perfect oneness and peace inside. Because when you get there, you realize it puts everything in perspective. You realize all those external things that we valued so much are not nearly as important as we might have taken them to be originally. But anyways, how's everyone doing today? How's life for everyone? I hope everything's going well for everyone out there. Today was pretty laid back for me. I got to go to games night tonight, which is fun. It's a bunch of friends and I meet over at one of my buddies' houses, and we just play all sorts of different tabletop games. And we were playing a game called Splendor tonight. It's a game I like a lot. It's so much fun. You just basically accumulate these coins, which are like the equivalent of gems, and then you can use those gems to buy different cards, which also have gems on them, and they also contain victory points. And then it's the first person to 15 victory points wins the game. It's a pretty simple, straightforward game. I like it. There's a lot of strategy. I tend to prefer very narrow, simple games that can be explored with a tremendous amount of depth, rather than very broad general games that might not have as much strategy, that are much more luck based. I guess that's why I like chess so much. Chess is such a beautiful game. Whenever I'm playing chess, I feel like I'm using a part of my brain that is so significant and important to develop and use on a regular basis. And a lot of times we don't. A lot of times we just make broad generalizations, but we don't go into the specifics in life. When we're talking with someone on the street, we're just saying, "Hey, how are you doing?" We're not asking them, "Hey, what are the metaphysical assumptions that underlie the foundation of your belief set?" We don't do that stuff. Maybe it's a good thing, right? I mean, if you think about it, how much would get done if we just sat around talking philosophy all day? Maybe not that much, but maybe it would give us bigger perspective and greater perspective, such that we would be able to go out into the world and act with more kindness and loving and much more loving attitude towards those around us. At least that's the hope. That's the hope that philosophers and studying philosophy does benefit you. It does improve you. It does make you more evolved, a more reasonable and rational human being. And then you don't get things like Hitler and Stalin taking over and all that, right? Hey, JT Farms, good to see you. My channel shaman has arrived. Right on cue. I throw the fire quartz up there. JT Farms, how are you today, dear? I hope you are well. JT, those of you who don't know, JT Farms is an excellent poet, super kind, loving, compassionate human being, and someone I have a tremendous amount of respect and admiration for. And she also keeps the channel, keeps the energy in the channel really good. I jokingly call her my channel shaman, but she kind of is, actually, in a sense, right? She keeps the bad energy out and the good energy in. Definitely a wonderful human being, and I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to meet and get to know this person in my heart. Subi Blue is here. Speaking of awesome people, hey Subi, how's it going, man? Subi Blue. All right, let me give a big shout out. Yeah, it already came up there on the screen. Definitely go check out Subi Blue. I think he streams on like Friday nights a lot of times for the Jackbox Party Pack. You stream those, and he's just a super nice guy. He's always going to like my favorite channels. That's the thing about him. I'll like be like, what stream am I gonna watch? And I'll like head over to Grace Yoga stream, and he's like definitely gonna be there, right? And I'm like, oh well, of course Subi's here. And then I'll go to like another yoga stream or another stream I like, and like he's there again. He's just always him and I seem to gravitate towards the same channels and the same streams. So it's just nice seeing him around. He's just such a nice dude. Love having him around. You're living the dream. Yeah. People say that. We all say that, right? Living the dream, right? But what exactly does that mean? I mean, it's kind of a weird saying, right? I wonder what the derivation is of that saying, living the dream. Some people say that life is but a dream, right? Some people say that, anyone who thinks that is out of their mind. So we have all these different opposing viewpoints. And I know living the dream doesn't necessarily refer to whether we actually are in a state that's a reality such that this is a dream, right? But it's kind of funny to think about, right? I don't know. Surround ourselves with beautiful people. Yeah, we do. We do. I mean, that's if you're around beauty and if you're around kindness and love and compassion, you're going to be more likely to embrace those same values and embrace that same energy, right? That's something that I found. Like, there have been times in my life where I've hung out with a lot of people who are really sick and were having like a lot of problems in their life. And when I mean sick, I mean like, into like heroin and things like that, right? Sick in that sense, So, and you know what? When you're hanging out with a crew like that, it's like you can be there for them to a certain extent, but over time, it's kind of draining. It kind of drags you down. It's just not fun. But then when you're around, there's such a difference from hanging out with people like that than hanging out with people that are super positive and super into yoga and improving themselves and meditation and philosophy and things like that of that nature. It's like when you're hanging around with people like that, you just feel inspired. You feel a greater purpose, for all of life. You feel more connected to the universe. You feel happier, over more joy abounding in your life. There's so many good things about surrounding yourself with positive people. And that's not to say you should exclude anyone from your life if they have an issue. I mean, we all have issues. That's part of nature. But there are some people that are a little more toxic than others. That's all I'll say about that. All right. So JT Farms, let's see. You're doing way better. Wonderful. Good to hear. Whenever I hear that you're having a rough day or things are not going so great, I always feel for you because you're first of all you're a poet. You're an amazing poet, and you're very emotional in the way you perceive the world, and you like to feel deep emotions. You're not just feeling surface level emotions. You're actually experiencing the emotions and writing about them. And that's why you're such a great poet, because you're able to harness all that energy that you can derive from your emotional responses and take it and channel it out through the medium of your hand on holding a pen on paper, right? You're just able to experience the world through that medium, and that's a really cool thing. And you share it with others, and then you're an inspiration to other people. You've been an inspiration to me in my poetry. When I read your poet, there's been so many times where I'll read one of your poems, and then I'll just feel inspired to go write myself. Or I'll hear a lot of times I'll just hear like one phrase. Your imagery, I think, has always been your strength as far as I'm concerned. The way you can employ imagery to just capture and convey any ideas. It's just so beautiful, right? And so sometimes I'll just read like one line or maybe one stanza or one line of your poem, and all of a sudden I feel ready to write. I feel ready to go and spread poetry to the world, and that makes me feel good. So thank you so much for what you do. All right. Okay, well, I think we're just going to hop into the meditation today. There's no point in me just sitting up here chatting. Let's do the work. Let's do the meditation. I feel like we all could use a little peace and love and kindness in our lives, and that's what this meditation is. It's gonna basically gives you the tools to be able to meditate and go down into the place of oneness within yourself and experience all of creation, experience everything that's important in the world. So I welcome you to join me in this meditation. Okay, so we always start out high intensity, and then we gently lower the intensity. We come to a comfortable place within where we feel whole, where we feel pure love, and where we are the expression of pure light. So find a comfortable seated position. You may want to sit in lotus pose on the floor or cross-legged or even in a chair. The main thing is to find a seated position that is comfortable for you. And then gently close your eyes and take a few deep breaths on your own. before we begin meditating, find an intention that rings true to you today. Your intention may be something like, I choose to experience more love and light in my life. It may be something along the lines of, I choose to forgive myself for any bad choices I may have made. Or even something like, I choose to forgive everyone else in the world for any bad decisions they may have made. I found that forgiveness is one of the most important intentions that one can choose in their life. And when you're intentional about forgiveness, you tend to view others in a much more loving and positive light. So say your intention 3 times in your mind. And I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that goes off every 2 seconds, which you can use to help regulate your breath count. Take a few more deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your breath. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your breath count. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. The breath calms the body, and the body calms the mind. Be mindful of your breath. Life in the external world is all about speed. We try to get things done as quickly as possible and do as much as we possibly can. Life in the internal world is all about stillness. We try to let go of the things that we learned in the external world. And by doing so, we increase our peace and our overall level of happiness. By emptying your cup, you can then become full. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all which hinders your evolution. Keep your awareness on your breath count. Remember your intention. Repeat your Sankappa in your mind once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all judgment from your mind. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego, which would obscure your third eyesight. Keep your awareness on your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, release them and return to the place of peace within. Your foundational essence is pure love. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit. Focus on your breath. Visualize yourself sitting on a mountaintop in lotus pose. The clouds move through the sky beneath you. Two clouds merge into one. one cloud separates into two. The clouds move through the sky, disappearing over the horizon. Those clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being, exist in conscious awareness for a while, and then disappear like clouds from your conscious mind over the horizon. That is the nature of human thoughts. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego, which would obscure your third eye sight. Keep your awareness on your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds moving through the sky and disappearing over the horizon. Cleanse your mind and return to your breath. At your core, you are pure love. The love inside you is manifested as light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the inner light within them. And as they are glowing radiantly, all whom they encounter will glow. Like a single candle lighting many. And this light will spread throughout humanity until all of us are glowing radiantly once again. And at that point, we will experience perfect oneness. Let go of all ego which keeps you bound to this dualistic prison. Forgive yourself of any wrongdoing and forgive all others of anything they may have done. Forgive every situation that you may deem as unfair. Because withholding forgiveness will also keep you as a prisoner to this world. Choose freedom. Inhale, gently raising your belly. Exhale, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your intention. Keep your focus on your breath. are a child of pure love and light. And nothing can ever diminish your brightness. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that causes you to not forgive yourself. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that causes you to not forgive others. Keep your awareness on your breath count. On your next inhale, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the place inside where all stillness remains. In that place, no thoughts can ever enter, for that place is maximally filled with pure love. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the love as it emanates from that location. Feel the warmth that surrounds your perfect love. And be grateful that it is yours for eternity. Focus on your breath. In this next part, we're going to explore our emotional state relative to ourselves. Start by envisioning yourself smiling as an adult. Keep your focus on the image of yourself. What feelings do you feel when you see yourself? Do you feel overwhelming love, or do you feel something else? If you feel something else, ask yourself why you feel that way. Ask yourself what you have done such that you should feel that way. Now is the time to forgive yourself and by doing so, you will make room for perfect love. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your mind. You are worthy of perfect love. For perfect love is your foundational nature. Your purity from the context of eternity can never be tarnished. And you are a divine, eternal being. Go deeper into your place of perfect love. Be determined to not lose sight of your truth. this place of perfect peace has been given to you forever. It is your eternal home. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that would deny your perfection. You are absolutely perfect. And anything that would tell you otherwise is false. Your nature was created perfect, and you are eternal. And nothing can change what is eternally given. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all insecurity and doubt from your mind. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all fear and worry from your being. You are worthy. The ego would tell you that you're not worthy. Clearly, the ego is insane. And if you look down at your center point, the truth of this becomes apparent. Watch as your ego shatters and falls away. Into the nothingness from which it spawned. For you are better than that. You were created to be much more. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing any insecurity from your mind. Inhale. Exhale, releasing any doubt and worry from your being. Go inside to the place of absolute certainty. Explore the eternal truth which shines forever in that location. All the ego framework will cease to have a hold over your being, for it was never real to begin with. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, giving yourself permission to accept your eternal perfect love. You are love. The manifestation of love is light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the inner light within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until all of humanity is glowing radiantly once again. And being oneness, we shine brilliantly throughout the night. Lighting everywhere where there once was darkness. Visualize yourself again, this time allowing yourself to experience your perfect love. Being free of the ego, there is nothing to block the love penetrating your being. For it was given to you from the source of all creation. and you flow endlessly from that fountain. Realizing this, nothing in the world can stop you. For the world ceases to control your every movement. And you are in charge of how you would feel in every situation. For you are one with all of creation. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, giving yourself permission to experience perfect peace. Inhale. Exhale, allowing yourself to experience perfect oneness. Breathe in. Breathe out, feeling gratitude for the awareness of love's presence within you. Focus on your love. In the external world, the ego has duped many of us. It's tried to convince us that we're not worthy. It's convinced many of us that we have lack. When in fact, we're completely full. It's tried to convince us that we're not good enough. Yet we flow eternally from the source of all creation. The source of creation being perfect. And producing only what is identical to itself. We are eternally divine. Once you accept this, all ego disappears from your mind. For the ego latches on to that which thinks it has lack. And you are completely full and completely whole. So be like your Creator and shine brightly in all directions. Spreading eternal love throughout the cosmos. Giving yourself permission to experience this perfect oneness. And letting go of all thoughts that would tell you you are lacking. Watching the ego fade away into oblivion. Watching it disappear into the nothingness from which it spawned. Watching your true nature manifest from within. Extending outward and in every direction. For at the end of the day, the ego is powerless after all. for nothing can block eternal love. Inhale. Exhale, saying your intention to yourself one more time. Breathe in. Breathe out, giving yourself permission to fulfill your intention. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all fear and worry from your mind. Gently open your eyes and return to the present moment, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here with me in this sacred space. This is a place of healing. When we live in the world, the ego is constantly telling us that we're not good enough, that we're inadequate, that we possess lack, that we're not strong enough, that we're not smart enough. It's filled with the weakening thoughts. It likes to enervate all of humanity. For by doing so, it grows stronger. But when we realize that the ego has nothing and no power over what we give to give it, the only power that it has is us choosing to give it our own power, then it disappears because it's powerless over us. It has no hold on us. And once we let go of it, once we just let it go, all that baggage, all that nonsense, all that fear and worry and insecurity, once we just expel that from our being, it's gone. And we can have our own joy and love that's been with us in our hearts since time immemorial. We can have all that love and joy just flow through us and expand everywhere. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's not about getting upset at some news article. It's not about being disgruntled at your job or anything in the external world. It's not about that. The only things that matter are the loving, kind actions that you do for others and the loving, kind actions that you do for yourself. People forget that a lot. You'll see a lot of people that go out into the world and they do a lot of caring, nice things for everyone around them, but then they forget to do that to themselves. And you have to do that to yourself. You have to be kind and compassionate and loving to who you are. And when you do that, then you give yourself permission for joy and peace and love to flow through you. You remove the blockages such that you can have your natural state come to fruition. And that's one thing that meditation helps with. That's one thing that yoga helps with. Qigong, Tai Chi, any of those arts all help us get to know ourselves better and know who we are in our hearts. And when we feel down, it's not because there's any objective reason why we should feel down. It's because we're too hard on ourselves, and that's it. So love yourself and love those around you. Thank you so much. All right, let's see what I miss. Hey, One Sluggy's here. How is it going, friend? Namaste to you, man. Namaste. Every time it's funny, I've never even met you in real life, but every time I see you in the chat, I'm happy, man. You have a good energy about you. I don't know what it is, but You pop in and I smile immediately. It's always something like that. And let's see, Chad guy's here. Hey man, how's it going, dude? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're feeling peace and love and joy flowing through your system because you deserve it. You deserve it. And if you ever think you don't, if you ever feel bad about yourself or anyone else or any kind of situation, just let it go. It's not worthy of you. You're perfection. You are perfection at your core. And don't ever forget that, man. Hey, Pete Barrow. Oh, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. This is something that's so important, and it's so good for us to do. It's nourishing for our souls. We need to do this for our soul. If we don't, we start losing track of who we are and where we are. We feel like we're floating in some ocean of chaos, right? And that's just not reality. I mean, the news wants you to believe that's the case. The ego mind wants you to believe that it's the case, that everything's chaotic and crazy. But if you go within, if you go inside, you realize everything's in perfect order. You realize everything's in perfect harmony. So it's important to go inside and kind of get a reality check on the situation every now and then. And Subi Blue, thank you so much, man. Like I already said, I have nothing but good things to say about you. You're such a kind, compassionate human being. You and your partner in crime, Moon Hanu, great yoga streamer. Let me give her a shout out right now, too, man. Even though she's not here. Let's see. All right, then quick shout out for Moon Hanu. Definitely check her out. She's a yoga streamer here on Twitch. Drop her a follow. Super, super kind, compassionate yogi. She's a fellow yogi. I mean, what more can I say? It's so funny. Like if someone's a yogi, I always feel a certain level of connection with them. Maybe more so than just the typical Joe Schmo on the street. It's like it's or same with someone who meditates. It's like you know certain things about the person. You know that they care about trying to improve themselves, right? You know that they're trying to evolve and get to a place where they feel more peace and love in their being, and that means a lot to me. It's inspiring to me to see other people come to a place where they're determined to grow and to become the best self they can possibly be. And you're all doing that. You all came here, you all showed up, and that shows a lot about your character. So thank you so much for being here with me. Yeah, and Evelyn Yoga's here. Hey Evelyn, how are you doing? So good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Evelyn is a phenomenal streamer here on Twitch. Let me give her a shout out. She does yoga streams, what a surprise, but she also does tarot streams. And she's just a really nice, warm person. I go to her streams and I just hang out. And a lot of times to be honest, I won't even do the yoga, but I'm just hanging out with her just because I enjoy her energy. I enjoy how friendly and how kind and compassionate she is. She's got the yoga mentality. And, and sometimes I do the yoga, sometimes I don't. But she's just a wonderful person, and she gets it. She's one of those people that just gets it. And she, things may get stressful in the world, but at the end of the day, she can always come back to yoga and center herself and kind of be like, oh yeah, why was I taking things so seriously? Let's go back to that place of truth within our beings, and that's important. We all need to do that. We may live in an external crazy world, but internally there's nothing but perfect order. We feel that perfect peace and orderliness. So it's important to go there. All right, let's see. Where are we at here? Chad guy, you said, wasn't there a famous yoga guy that was falsely or really accused of sexual harassment? Actually, yeah, you're actually saying something very on point. I go to Bikram Yoga, and the founder of my yoga, the school that I've been going to, was actually had some accusations against him for some kind of sexual misconduct or harassment of some sort. And it's interesting. What he did is he took 26 postures from the set of Hatha Yoga, which has 81 postures. He took 26 from it that he said were the most beneficial and that would work out every area of your body. And he brought them together into a certain sequence. And then he said, you know what? In order to avoid muscle tears and injuries and things like that, we need to have more heat. So it's done in a studio that's 105 degrees. And so he created this amazing thing that's helped, tens of thousands of people all over the world. It's helped me so much in my lifetime. I've been practicing, for 10 years. And, whether or not the accusations are true, I don't know. I mean, who knows? But regardless, I cannot I cannot deny the product. I mean, something that helps you on every single level, like emotionally, spiritually, physically, that just improves every area of your life and makes you feel nothing but love and joy within is such a gift, and I'm so grateful for that. And you bring up an interesting point. There's always a weird notion in our world that if someone creates something and they maybe act in a certain way that is not appropriate, like should we still use their product, right? And a lot of times people, you'll see this, and people will boycott a given product. And I don't know. I don't know about that. I know with Bikram yoga, for instance, the Hatha yoga set has been around for 10,000 years, and 26 postures from that done in a hot room doesn't really feel like I'm stealing anything from him. Like I'm taking anything from him, other than that fact that he ordered it in a certain way. But that you do bring up a good point. I know a lot of people stopped watching like Michael Vick once he got convicted of dogfighting and things like that after he got out of jail. And there were things like that. So I don't know. That's a good question though. It definitely requires some thought. I think a lot of it has to do with whether or not the person is still actively benefiting from what you're doing. And I think that's kind of a key element to it. But I'm definitely going to have to give that more thought. Yeah. All right. Look it up. Look it up. It's called Bikram yoga. That's the one that I do. That has there's a documentary made about it. The guy who runs it, had like this big scandal or whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's just yoga, and yoga is one of the most beneficial things that I've ever done in my life. All right. Let's see what else. I think that's about it. All right, we did great today. Oh, I left the Amitabha Buddhist chant running. That was kind of neat. I kind of liked leaving that running. But anyways, yeah, today I did less talking at the beginning and kind of jumped into the meditation. I hope that was all right for everyone. I hope everyone got something out of the meditation. I hope you all feel a little more peaceful than you did prior to the meditation. And now always comes an interesting moment. We need to decide who we're going to raid. So let me see who's out there right now. Ah, look at that. So let's see. We have a couple. We have a few good options actually. Hey, this is kind of cool. This will be kind of a new thing. I don't think I've rated this guy recently at all. Let me raid him. He's doing some meditation actually. I think that's what he's doing right now. Let me double check. I got the post yoga high going on right now. It's always interesting. Yeah, we're gonna give him a raid. All right, so let's give him a big raid. He's doing some meditation, I believe. So yeah, thank you all again so much for everything. This is Brendan Breathes. I hope you all have a wonderful, peaceful day or night wherever you are in the world, and just be loving to the people around you and be loving to yourself. That's the most important thing. Really appreciate the love that you have within you. You're worthy. Namaste.